Good evening everyone and welcome to Not Dangerous Monday. You all thought I was going to go down the same road. I'm going to have to get a new greeting sorted out for the evening, aren't I? Thinking about greetings. Greetings fellow communists. No, that's maybe too far. Right, this is the start of Wednesday streaming for me. Bit of a mix up. Well, mixing it up a bit is the better way of saying it. It's not a mix up, we're mixing it up. We're doing something a little bit different from now on. We're not going to have the same kind of single game streams every week that we used to have on Mondays. Instead, what we're having is a different theme to each week. Now this week, because it's the first week, I'm not really doing a theme as such, but we're going to have each week we'll have a theme based, not really kind of based on anything. I'm kind of waffling a bit now, but we're going to have different kind of ideas going through each week. I'm actually mounting the head tracker at the moment, and it doesn't seem to want to be particularly stable. It's wobbling about like you would not believe. So I'm just going to see if I can get it to be a bit more stable. It's not happy at all. We'll see how it goes. This is the wireless ED tracker that I've stopped using for a while because I've been using the Oculus Rift more recently. So it's still flickering. It's still doing the flickering thing that it was doing when I was playing it on Elite last time. Now the thing was, it was working fine up until I started OBS. So I'm starting to wonder if it's OBS and it has a problem with. But it's on. Anyway, what the plan is. So each week, slightly different theme. First Wednesday of the month we'll do space, so that's going to be Space Day. We'll be doing kind of space sims and space games, that sort of thing. Each week I'm going to have kind of like a viewer's idea, so if we have a particular viewer favourite idea to do on a particular day, then we'll do that. That's what things like Facebook and Twitter are for, and people have any options for that, then we'll go on. And hopefully the amount of viewers will grow because of the increased diversity, so we'll actually have some user interaction, viewer interaction as well. That's the plan anyway. We'll see how that goes. Oh God, it's gone again. I can't say I've been overly impressed with the wireless ED tracker, to be honest. Not getting into it particularly well at all. But we'll soldier on. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, in the second week, I think we're going to have as a bit of a role-playing / adventuring theme. So we'll maybe touch on tabletop role-playing games, ordinary games, computer role-playing games, all that kind of stuff. Bifford, welcome. You are the first viewer on a Wednesday, so congratulations. Or the first chat viewer anyway on a Wednesday, so congratulations. Stephen Carey just beaten to it by Bifford. So yeah, so the second, as I say, the second Wednesday will be kind of a tabletop RPG, computer RPG, adventure game, that kind of thing. Not quite sure about that one yet, but it's going to be that kind of thing, but I'm not sure what range or what kind of genres we're going to go for in there. I'm kind of thinking of things that I like to play and that viewers like to watch and be quite interactive. But obviously tabletop RPGs, if there's an interest out there for actually playing a tabletop RPG or just looking into the stuff for it, or computer games based on them, then I'm open to pretty much any option for that really. I'm quite looking forward to that one. So that'll be the second Wednesday in the month. The third Wednesday in the month, I'm not entirely sure what that's going to be yet. I mean, you can check out all the details by looking at the website. So we now have daftworks.co.uk/Selezen, which is where a lot of my content is now going to live in terms of streaming and so on. So the streaming schedule will be on there, details will be on there, there's game lists on there and that kind of stuff. So we're looking for good things there, hopefully. So that's the idea for Wednesdays, the second Wednesday. I've got it listed there as the third Wednesday, but I think I'm going to do that as the second Wednesday, to be honest. have a bit of a jump around. Now, the third Wednesday, I kind of had this thought that we could do something a bit more creative. So have a look at something that's more interactive, artsy, that kind of thing. So I mean, I do creative writing as a hobby. I have quite a few contacts in that area. I mean, the last 2 weeks on stream have involved interviews with writing buddies of mine. So that's one option. Alternatively, I do quite a lot of 2D and 3D design. I use Wings 3D. I'm trying to get into Blender, so maybe a kind of you teach me, I'll teach you session on Blender would be quite nice at some point, I'm sure. I do 3D printing, so that obviously ties into the 3D design part of things, so I use Wings 3D there. And then obviously the software for the 3D printer I've got, which I'll have to take out from underneath this pile of crap. And basically anything else we can think of. So again, as I say, the highlight there is to try and, or at least the intent for direction is to get a bit more user interaction, viewer interaction. I'll get it right yet. And then see what we can go from on there. Fourth Wednesday is essentially viewer's choice or people's choice, or just basically play whatever. So that's where it really fully goes over to the viewer, to kind of have an idea what we're going to do that day. And I'm not sure if we're going to do like a week worth of voting, or pick a selection of games that we can choose from and then do them, or whether we have a look on the third day and say like who fancies doing such and such, and then see what happens. Again, I'm going to see how that one goes. I'm not entirely sure how the viewer's choice part of it's going to work, but at the moment I'm thinking it might be a Facebook vote. I'm going to see if I've got any website plugins that might work for that kind of thing, and then start pushing people towards it. So I'm hoping, as I said, that the viewer count is going to increase as we go through this, and as we get involved with different genres, because obviously when I go onto the stream, I've just realised I haven't changed the stream title, have I? God damn it. So let me just go in and change that. Okay, that's better. Okay. Sorry about that, I totally forgot to update the stream information. That's pretty bad. Not very professional, but then that's what you come to expect from this stream, I suppose. Yeah, so the next kind of... And then... So I have that, and I'm not quite sure where we're going to go with that at the moment. So we'll see how the fourth Wednesday plays out over the next few months, and we can always change it up, as is the case with everything else that's on there. Also, we're in a bit of a uncharted territory because I've not changed the stream format really in the entire 4 or 5 years that I've been doing this. Is it 4 years now? I think it is that I've been streaming. I've always had the single Monday stream, and now I've changed it up. So we'll see what happens. And then if there's a fifth Wednesday in a month, which does happen every now and again, I think there's about 3 or 4 a year, it's going to be Anything Can Happen Wednesday. So that's just going to be, I'll throw it open to basically anybody. Facebook, Twitter, the kids, anyone I find on the street, people at work, just whoever I find in my life who wants to give me some idea what to do. And if it's something I have in my collection, then fine. If it's not something I have in my collection, then if somebody's willing to donate it, then that's fine. If I can afford to buy it myself, then great. If it's something that just happens to be on sale on Steam that day, or something that's given away by Origin or something, then I'll grab that. I mean, obviously we're working on a budget here, people, so if you want to diversify the stream's content, then by all means get involved. There's a donation button somewhere on the stream's front page, or there's PayPal donations or subscriptions. All the stuff that comes in from that will go out to this kind of stuff. So speaking about subscriptions, I don't know how to collect subscription money. I'll have to try and find that out. Anyway, so that's it really. That's kind of where things are going. So today we're having a bit, because it's technically the fourth Wednesday and usually kind of a random choice, viewer's choice type thing, but we've not had a chance to do any kind of build up to it. I've made a choice. So I am going to be playing American Truck Simulator, which isn't something generally that I play very much. I've not actually played the game itself too much, and I'll be honest, I'm a big fan of Euro Truck 2, Euro Truck Simulator 2, which I've played for a couple of years on and off. I'm not particularly advanced in it. I just enjoy the scenery and the peacefulness and the actual fun of driving a truck. But my steering wheel has been buried under crap for the last God knows how long. But what we're going to do today is, if I just start firing it up now, I can get it going. American Truck Simulator has a thing on at the moment where they're doing a search and rescue involvement thing. Come on, OBS. Yeah, they've got a community involvement thing going on where they're helping to clear up some mess. It's called the Big Sur, big SUR event, and essentially there was a big landslide in California, and there's a big cleanup operation going on in the real world to try and clean that up. And SCS Software, who make American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator, have decided to get involved with that and kind of do a bit of a community event. Now, I think it's part of a bigger drive of stuff. I'm not sure if it's a charity-driven thing or not, but it's definitely in support of the move to get everything cleaned up and so on. So what I'll do at the moment is I'll go into the gaming stream layout. Again, some slight changes there, but hope that's not too invasive. The header there is a work in progress. We'll see how that goes. I need to change a few bits and pieces on there to make it completely okay. Are we going to put music on today? I think we are. Yes. Now I'm going to be using the same playlist. Sorry. I'm just going to make sure it's set to the right thing. Output. No, it isn't. Everything's defaulting to the Oculus Rift in the minute, which is quite annoying. So headphones, apply. Okay. So there we go, we've got music on. And we can have that on as well. We're going to have some overlapping music because the ATS does have its own music, but there's not much of it once you actually get into game. It's mainly on the menu screens and so on, and it does blare slightly, so beware. I may have to try and turn that sound down actually in the game, at least the music sound anyway. But yeah, so without further ado, let's get started. Let me just go to that. Okay. I'm just going to quickly go on to the game Twitch screen on the other computer just now. That's muted at the moment, so I can see what's going on. Okay, so I hope that music isn't too loud for you. I'm hoping it's streaming properly as well. There we go. Let me know if it is too loud and I'll turn it down. I know this is it's loud in my ears at the moment. We'll sign in and we'll get on with this. Options. The audio, music volume. I'm going to put that right down. Put the radio volume down to 0 because I don't use it. Everything's on. Sound effects and master volume are okay. Well, that should be okay now anyway. So yeah, essentially this is American Truck Sim. I drive a truck. Yay! As I said, I was going to be honest. I was going to be honest with you and fess up to a couple of things, and that is that basically we're Euro Truck Sim I have played a bit, so I have played up and down. I still haven't bought my own truck in that game yet, but I am working towards that rapidly. In this game I haven't played it yet, but I wanted to do this particular thing. So in order to do that you have to own your own truck, and you have to go through a process in this game where you learn how to drive, you do you do truck driving jobs for other people with their trucks, and then you raise enough money to buy your own truck in your own company, and then you start your own company. I don't want to go through that. I just wanted to grab a truck, go out and do some shit. So I have this. So I have Pagan Pride. Hello, sir. I've used a couple of the cheats, and I'm going to plug a chap who I've watched quite a lot play truck simulator games. He's a very simulation specialist. His name is Squirrel. He streams under the name of Squirrel, and he has a YouTube channel under the name of Squirrel. I have watched him for many years, and he put together some cheats to get you a quick start in the game, and I've used them to do this. So I'm going to start heading off, and let's have a look at what actually goes on in the game itself. So if I press M, I should get a map of the world. So again, we're in America. Now, American trucks is a kind of work in development, so they haven't covered the entirety of the US yet. They started with California and Arizona, I believe, and they've gradually added more bits and pieces to it. So I think we now have New Mexico and somewhere else, and they're working on doing places like Texas and other places as well. I mean, I'm not entirely sure where everything goes, but there it is. So at the moment, my little truck is in Santa Cruz. As you can see, I have driven a little bit around trying to learn the ropes and so on. I need to get to there. So this is the Mud Creek slide, and this is where there's a big landslide and it's essentially blocked all this road. Now in the game they have recreated that, and I believe there are sort of truck stop areas there that you can go into and get jobs. So in order to take part in this, I have to go to external contracts, and in external contracts there will be a listing there for Mud Creek slide. Now they have an excavator to take from Santa Cruz to Santa Cruz. So, not sure. There's no distance thing on this. Doesn't say what the distance is for it. So I'm going to grab that. It's the only one that's currently on from Santa Cruz, so I'm going to take that. I will begin delivery. The World of Trucks that it's synchronising with there is the online kind of hub for this stuff. There's the fucking truck. I think the headset's gone funny again. It certainly has. That's better. Now I'm actually in the front of my truck. So, I need to get my pedals into the place where I can actually use them. 1 second. They're breaking my ankle. Alright, top middle of the screen, okay. Sorry, I'll remember that in future. So, I'm going to head off. Where's my brake? It's that one. Yeah, I'm having the same problem. It's not this game that's doing it, it's actually just the thing drifts anyway. I just don't think it's particularly good on the wireless. So I might try this with the wired one another time and just see what happens. I don't have a trailer at the moment. I'm going to do the Santa Cruz pickup point, I think, to pick it up. I'm not sure if I'm dropping it back off again in Santa Cruz, actually. actually can't see the traffic lights. That's really useful. There's my cargo, just there, my excavator. Now what I have to do is essentially reverse into the trailer block, into the fifth wheel, is it called? So if I, now this is the bit I'm not very good at all, so I'm gonna spin myself around to make sure I'm not going to hit anything. I'm sorry, because I'm a noob, I'm going to do that. Now that truck should be behind me. There it is. Now can I look round? No. So I'm gonna button 3. Okay, and they're trailered up. So we'll go back a little bit. Just hope we can get out of here. I'm going to hook that up on the fence, isn't I? Come on. No, I think I'm okay. I'm fine. Phew. I think I'm really going to go all the way back into town. So yeah, I mean, I had planned on doing this in Oculus Rift. But the interesting thing is, the Oculus Rift, don't you fucking go. The Oculus Rift isn't an officially, it is officially supported, but it's not part of the main build of the game. The Oculus Rift is support for the game is a separate branch of the software. So when you have to, actually I'm going to be in that lane, aren't I? So when you engage the Oculus Rift mode, it's a beta more than anything else, and you have to set a specific setting in Steam for it to run in that mode. But what happens is it actually does a software update to change the version of the software that you're using, so it drags it back a version to the beta version, or to the Oculus Rift supported version, which isn't the full one. Now that is, it might, from what I've read on the forums today, it might just be because there's been a recent update. If it wasn't for the fact there'd been a recent update, it might have been okay, and I might have been able to play an Oculus Rift. You letting me go? You would do, wouldn't you? Because you're a gate. So we'll just need to really wait and see what happens. So as I say, I was kind of hoping to do it, but the problem is that the community event thing is only in the full version, the latest version. So it's part of the community event that you can only access with the latest version of the software. So if you try and do it in Oculus Rift, you've got the wrong version, so it won't connect to World of the Truck, so it doesn't let you actually do the mission. So it's a bit weird. But again, it might just be bad timing on my part that I wanted. That essentially they brought out an update not long before they've actually brought this event out, which has kind of stopped that functionality from working. Which is a shame, because I really wanted to show you guys this game in full 3D, because it is really nice, really immersive. I had a little play with it when I was setting things up for the stream, and it was actually really nice. And I played ETS in VR as well, and it is very nice as well. It's a good series of games. I mean, STS have put a lot of time and effort into these games, and it shows. I mean, they are among some of the best sims that you can get, kind of road sims, and because they are, because they are kind of not. Slow down. Easy, Tiger. Stay on the road. I am not very good at this. I don't use this wheel very much, and I think, to be honest, it's actually a bit small. I'm going to have to get some kind of slightly more driving oriented setup for my environment at some point. Because the wheel is very upright. I mean, it's a racing wheel, so it's not really meant for truck sim type games. It's meant for Formula 1 stuff. But even at that, I think it's too small, because it's very small. It's like a kid's steering wheel. You get in as a toy that you can stick on the back of your seat in your car. So I mean, it's not perfect. I mean, it does the job to let me at least drive something and feel like I'm actually driving something rather than trying to use a stick or keys. But it's nice. I like it. It'll do for now. It'll do until I can get something a little bit more professional. Like if things take off and the stream starts doing well and this sort of stuff gets interesting, and driving games are one of the things that I want to try looking at doing more often. Maybe not necessarily racing all the time, but essentially racing, driving sims, that kind of stuff. I'm speeding up a hell of a lot there. The other thing is the pedals are really sensitive, and I can't find a way to turn the sensitivity down. Not so bad for the accelerator, but the brake is horrendously sensitive. Yeah, so in order to do this, as I said, I had to use some cheats by the lovely squirrel, which gave me some money. So the two separate cheats that he has, I mean, he has a whole bank of them. He has a whole like zip file full of different cheats for different reasons. But the ones that I chose to use were the $5 million cheat and the level 20 cheat, because those would give me the requirements I needed to be able to do this job. So enough money to buy a truck, with enough oomph to pull things like excavators and rocks, and get the required experiences to be able to do the kind of jobs that are going to be done. So high importance, maybe urgent ones, that sort of stuff. I'm speeding again. So if I remember, we're actually heading down Highway 1 or Interstate 1, down the coast of California. So there's the coast there. So nice coastal route through California. Big sewer landslides. So we're nearly there. Obviously not a lot of cars coming the other way because they can't. The goal of this is apparently to meet 500,000 something. 500,000 tons of stuff moved, I don't know. But I'm getting the feeling that what I'm doing is delivering the excavator, and I'll probably be taking rocks to somewhere. Rocky Creek Bridge, so lovely landmarks and stuff around here. Right on the coast and right on the wrong side of the road. So we're almost at the rock slide, and I think I can see it just up ahead there. So that's our mission essentially, is shift all that shit out the way, basically. Let's play it safe and do a straight in delivery, because I'm not very good at this. So we're just going to drive straight into that box, which is actually just right in front of us, which is really useful. That's us in. Hover over the brake. It goes green. Hopefully it'll go green. There we go. Unhitch the trailer. One delivery done. Now that means that I've World of Trucks contracts completed 1. So that's cool. Got some XP for that. She's on level 23. Now I'd been level 20 odds at one point. So that's cool. Job done. Okay, so what we now do, I mean, there's a certain amount of missions that you've got to do before you qualify for certain things. Now there are player rewards for these contracts. If you reach the target, then you get and you've partaken in it. I think it's 5 deliveries, and then you qualify for the end of mission, end of event thing. If you do 15 deliveries, then you get a skin apparently as well, which looks like a construction skin, which looks quite nice. So let's go back onto there and have a look and see what we've got. So I'm at Mud Creek Slide. So I'm obviously probably only going to get missions for Mud Creek Slide. So excavated soil is one thing I do want to take. That's from Santa Cruz to Sacramento. 236 miles. Have we got anything that's a bit closer? So let's do route length. Let's go the other way. So excavated sold to Bakersfield. That's not so. It's still 238 miles. What the hell? Oh, I see. It's because I'm on page 6, isn't it? So that's 1,000 miles to New Mexico. Reservoir tank to Roswell. That'll be fun. Okay, let's do that. So we've got Santa Maria to Santa Cruz. So that's a digger. So I want to take some excavated soil. So let's do that one. Yeah, that'll do. Seeing as not solenoid based. So it's a Thrustmaster 458 Italia. I'll have a look at that. I'm sure it's probably extremely expensive. Is it on Amazon? Yes, it is. Yes, it's fucking expensive. Is it a bit bigger? It looks about the same size. Yeah. I mean, I actually quite like the accuracy of this wheel. It's nice to use. It's got a good dead zone that you can customise. But it's fine, yeah. Okay, I'm going to do that one then. Take some soil to Santa Cruz. Or Santa Maria. Santa Maria. And then we've lost the tracking again. And that'll do. So where's my truck? Taking a dirt road around. To the other parking lot. Hey, Scarlet of the Night. Hello there, how are you doing? Okay, so we have our trailer. And we are now heading to Santa Maria. A trailer full of dirt from the Big Sur landslide. That's good to hear. Bus Simulator 18. Oh, interesting. I've looked at a few bus simulators. Again, it's one of those... one of those things that Squirrel plays quite a lot is bus sims, and I mean I'm trying to get into more simulator stuff, and again, like I said, more driving stuff if I can, because I want to try and use the tools that I've got and try and play a bit more games that I've already got. So obviously ETS and this are the main driving things I want to play. I also have quite a lot of racing games, so I've got F1 2017, 16, 11, 12, 13, blah blah blah, and a few other ones as well. Dirt, which apparently is quite good as well. And I've got Assetto Corsa, which was interesting. But the bus sims are something I've looked at and thought, there's a lot of management type stuff in there as well. I mean, this has a little bit of management in there as well, but you can do it if you want to do it. If you don't want to do it, you don't do it. Whereas the bus simulator has kind of missions that are tagged onto that, so that's a bit of a different beast, and it does look interesting. Obviously managing the customers and managing the tickets and so on. But I was more taken on with... I was more interested in a coach simulator rather than a local round of town bus simulator. So a kind of cross-country coach sim looked more fun to play. I mean, I like things like this. You're going cross country and it's relaxing and it's fun, and there's not a lot of pressure on there to kind of... oops, stay in the lane. There's not as much pressure there to kind of keep to the city instructions and the city limits and all that kind of stuff. And am I speeding? Yes, I am, by quite an amount. Flying past a police car but didn't get caught. That was lucky. Yeah, but in quite a lot of them, I don't know what it's like in 18. I think I might be thinking about OMSI or one of the other ones. I think there's a new one coming out as well. Is it Fernbus? Yeah, Fernbus. There's one that's based on the Flixbus company, isn't it? But that has kind of route management stuff and a bit of the financial management and bus buying, and obviously you hire the drivers and so on as well. And it looks like fun. Again, it's more the kind of city driving type stuff I'm not keen on. The only city driving I like is Grand Theft Auto, when you can go basically what you do and what you want to do, and then just shoot people that piss you off. You don't have a gun in bus sim, although you should in some cities. But yeah, so is it something I want to do? I don't know. Hey, to be honest, if it's something that people on the channel want to see, then yeah, I'm quite happy to do it. That's kind of where this thing's going, is if people want to see me play that kind of thing, I'll play that kind of thing. I mean, any game really interests me at the moment. The only thing I'm really not overly bothered about is sports sims. So things like FIFA. So a guy at work is adamant he wants me to start playing FIFA on the PS4, because he plays it on the PS4 and he wants to try and do it. The coach one, I think it's called Fernbus. Yeah, you see, before that's the thing, but I mean, I have a core audience of people. I mean, I have the 5 people who always watch this channel. Oops. Trying to drive on the pavement, Dave. Slow down a bit. Oh, too much, too much. Easy, Tiger. Something about the brakes being quite thingy. But I mean, if I want to try and increase the viewership, then I'm going to try and cater to different tastes and kind of try and do some stuff that's a bit different. I think in the kind of crowd that I'm in, there's quite a lot of people who do Elite Dangerous and Space Sims and restrict themselves to a few different types of game, whereas I want to try and get more out there into the... Come on, let me out. There you go. Diversify my portfolio. All over the place. I was driving like a lunatic. I mean, I want to keep the core audience. I mean, I want to keep my friends on. Obviously, Biff, John, Drew, Garzini, Pagan Pride, I suppose, quite a lot these days. I mean, the kind of regular guys who are on all the time, I want to keep hold of. But it depends on what the interests are. I mean, if they're interested in Elite Dangerous, then I'll probably get them on a Monday. Sorry, not on a Monday, on the first Wednesday of the month. And then we'll look at different things through different weeks. Because the thing is that the first Monday of the week may not be the only time that Elite Dangerous or something similar to it's played. I picked up No Man's Sky at last, on sale. In no part due to a certain Mr. Wagar's nagging. Saying that it's actually quite an interesting and a good game. And he's right, it is. It's a very different thing to Elite Dangerous. So if you're expecting to pick up No Man's Sky and play it like Elite Dangerous, then you're in for a bit of a surprise, because it's nothing like Elite Dangerous. It's actually more like Subnautica than it is Elite Dangerous. Now come on, don't hit the lamppost, there you go. So you go into it, it's more like a survival sim, first and foremost, than it is a space sim. So you start off on in the survival mode anyway, you start off on a planet and you've got to try and fix the stuff that you've got and then get your ship back in the air, find stuff on the land, find stuff you can use to craft tools and equipment and materials and so on. So yeah, it's more like, it actually starts off very much like Subnautica. And as such, I think it's quite a good game in that aspect. It is a little daunting, the sheer amount of stuff that you can pick up, and the sheer amount of stuff that gets thrown at you in the first few minutes of playing is quite impressive. Now, am I about to come in here? Yes, I am. Slam the brakes on and turn in. No, I didn't know how to do that. Okay, play it safe. And confirm. Where's my space? It's over there. But I mean, I know certain people watch this stream for certain reasons. Some watch it for the simulation aspect, some hear it, some watch it for the chat, some watch it for just me gabbing on about stuff, and some watch it just in case I start to have a bloody venting session about something. And there we go, another delivery done. And go straight to another one. And what's that? A road roller. Yeah, that'll do. 136 is probably takes us all the way back to the same place we were. Just what I'd expect. See, I have to admit, Pagan Pride, I'm the same. The only game I've managed to do that with in my entire life has been Elite. Whee! And that's only because of the mad amount of time that I've spent playing that when I was a kid, and then obviously the memories associated with it, and then obviously the whole community thing, the RPG and all that kind of stuff in terms of where it went from there. But generally, I mean, I've got a reasonably short attention span when it comes to computer games. Oh, it's gone green. Ah! Ah! So many things to look at. Ah! God damn you. Yeah, my wife has the same problem. She's not great at holding the joystick because of the fact that her wrist and hands play up quite a lot. Yay, got a fine. Probably not having a trailer on the thing, get that used to flatline on it to try and get, or flooring it to try and get up to decent speed, and then you forget. that's what I thought. I've missed where I needed to be. I've missed my turn and everything there. Not doing very well. And I can't turn round or anything until I get to the destination I'm going to as well. Fuck. Do you know what? Come on, how are you supposed to drop it? Come on. Dear me, it's so sensitive, this wheel. Supposed to be if you press F9, it'll deposit you down on the thing. Yeah, the game's yawning. Essentially, your trucker has fatigue levels. As you can see on the screen now. Hey, John. Okay, I don't really fancy doing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quit out the game and I'm going to cheat, basically. So if I go into Steam, that initially sounds quite sad. So if I go to beta and I go to that one and then I close, it'll do the update. Yes, it's American Truck Simulator is a kind of side project, or started as a side project from Euro Truck Simulator 2, and uses exactly the same technology. But initially they compressed the maps even more for American Truck Sim because of the size of the country, and they wanted to make it a little bit easier for starter players to actually get into it. But all the starter players said this is unrealistic. It's not like driving in America. Part of the fun of driving in America is the distances involved. So can we have proper scale? So they actually made it the same as Euro Truck, if I remember rightly. But yes, it is the same thing. It's Euro Truck Simulator 2, and this have the same technology behind them, and mostly the same team. Apologies for this slight gap. I'm just basically trying to cheat my way out of having to fuck around. and actually waste a lot of time. So I'm going to go back to the properties, and then I'm going to take myself back out of the beta, close that, and then we'll do another download. But since you missed the start of it, I'll explain to you again. Essentially what I'm doing today is there is a kind of community goal type thing. And I'm going to call it a community goal because that's what I usually call these things after a lifetime of playing Elite. Essentially it's an event is what they call it in this game, and trying to help clear up the Big Sur earthquake and the nonsense that went on with that. See, there it goes again. It's lost the connection to the actual wireless. Well, that was the thing I explained earlier on. I'll explain it again, just because it's you, John. But essentially, I was going to play this in Oculus Rift, but the Oculus Rift support... Oh, it's running out of battery, that's what the bloody problem is. Oh, God. Honestly, seriously, it's like this entire thing is just calculated to piss me off today. No worries, Stephen Curry. Yeah, so this is out of power now. Oh God. The demons of the machine world are out to get me tonight again. Yeah, so the plan had been use the Oculus. In order to use the Oculus, right, it works while it's plugged in, so that's fine. Let's see if my cable is actually long enough to go from the computer across me to my head and then work again. I guess we recalibrated. Barzini! Hello sir, and welcome back. Right, so let's try playing that. That didn't work. Again, see what happens. It just ain't gonna work, is it? Ooh, thank you. Bits. Little bits. Oh God, I don't know what to do. So what was I saying? Blah, 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 blah. Stephen Curry, good night. If you're still there, good night to you, mate. I do understand how you feel. I am absolutely roasting sitting here. I have the big fan on at the back of me on full power. You'll probably hear the hum from the microphone. And this has been sitting here for an hour, and it's actually warm. Unpleasantly warm, in fact. Yeah, right. So what I'm doing at the moment... Oh yeah, I forgot to say, yeah. That's another good reason for doing this stream tonight. It's actually one of the reasons I decided to do it. All of the SCS software is on sale. This game that we're trying to play now, we are playing, it's just me that's faffing around with it, is down to £4. ETS 2, which is a bargain anyway, and it's a bloody good game to play if you like anything to do with trucks and driving, is also £4. And all the DLC are reduced to about 70%. I've actually picked up all of the DLC this week for this game, less than I would actually, pardon me, for less than I would pay for the games. Pardon me, sorry, at full price. So if you like what you're seeing, and don't worry about what I'm doing and getting messed around, that's actually just me faffing and trying not to have to drive for half an hour for no reason and lose out on a contract. But yeah, despite that, they are... There we go. That's fine. So what I'll do there is I'll quit again. So what I've done essentially is I've moved over to the Oculus version of the game, which I'll come to in a second, in order to make American Truck Sim detect that I'm using a different version. And what that actually does is make it reset my contract and hopefully reposition the lorry back to where it's meant to be, back to your base, or back to where it last was when it saved. So now I'm hoping that when I log back in, it'll have restored me back to a point where I can do another mission and carry on. It just saves me having to drive all the way to the destination and then all the way back again, just to do the same thing again. So driving a big circle, and I can't be bothered with doing that. We'll see what it's done to me now. Hopefully it should have sorted that out. Garzini, thank you. Welcome back to the stream. I hope you're well. I'm glad you remembered. Welcome to Wednesday. Thank you for the bits. Lovely, very much. Thank you very much. Yes, and the reason why I'm not in Oculus is, as I just said, there's a different version of this game that runs in Oculus. It's like a separate branch of the code is used to run the Oculus version. It's a secondary branch, so essentially all the changes, updates and new versions that come out live and are released through the mainstream first, so you don't get them in the Oculus branch until later on. And it just so happens that there's been an update a couple of days ago, and that update has... Are we on? Are we live? It looks like we are. We're logged in, we're online, yes we are. There's been an update recently, I think, to put the Big Sur accident into the game. So where am I now? Hopefully I'm back somewhere I wasn't. Yes, I am. I'm back at my home base in San Francisco. And it's getting dark and I think I'm tired. Yes, I am. I'm actually starting to wonder, is there any way I can actually turn that off? So, edit profile. No, you can't. Yeah, so what I need to do in order to be able to use an Oculus is wait until that patch hits the Oculus branch, so it'll need to be put down back into the trunk and then released back out again. Then once that's done, we're sorted. Right. Yeah, so hopefully by the time I do, if I do this again next week, or another week, or in another stream or something like that, then hopefully I don't think there's any contracts on for thing. Oh, there bloody isn't, would you believe it? Okay, I'll go and sleep, and then what I can do after I've slept is I can go and try and finish a contract today. I can probably sleep here now I think about it. I was hoping to actually manage to do 5 jobs like that tonight, but thanks to this monumental cock up I don't think I want to be able to. Something about American driving I don't know if you realise is that if you are coming to a junction and a set of traffic lights, especially a set of traffic lights, and you're turning left, you can actually just go if the road's clear. You don't have to wait until the light turns red, until the light turns green again, sorry. Which is pretty cool. This is what I mean, city driving. All the time, city driving just drags you on. Yeah, alright, I'm getting there. Moaning at me. Damn it, all to hell. For fuel, so I'm not going to worry about that. Alright, I'm rested. So we've got in the job market today, so external contracts. Oh, come on. Nothing. It's a bit irritating. Yeah, the scenery. Once you put the scenery onto a decent level, it's lovely. It actually is really nice. Is there anything in there? No, interesting. Let's check something. Okay. Route length. Let's just do a quick job, see if we can get somewhere. So let's go south. Let's take cars from San Francisco to Oakland. Ow! That's my first crash. Oh dear. Yeah, I totally agree, Garzini. Oops. Not about now missing the paladin in the middle of a big fight, so we're playing Pathfinder last night with 2 games of fire while I'm full of us. Meh, lovely. Good night to you, Bifford. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this slightly different stream. And I hope you'll come back again. Tell all your friends. going to go over the Golden Gate Bridge for the first time now. We're going to go on the second deck of the Golden Gate Bridge, no less. Jesus Christ. Is it the Golden Gate? I don't think it is actually. Or is it the Oakland Bridge? There's two, isn't there? There's the Golden Gate Bridge is on one side of San Francisco, and maybe the Oakland Bridge is on the other. So if I'm going to Oakland, I assume I'm on the Oakland Bridge. If I've even got a valid bridge. Oh, bloody liability. Maybe it's just why I don't drive an actual truck in real life. I'm a liability. I'm trying to do this right, but I'm not very good at it yet. Malk! Ow! See, that's what I get for reading chat. Just let me park up, and then I'll be giving you my full attention. Mr. Trick UK. Malk, what's the bit of kit using? As Gazini says, yes, it's an ED tracker. This particular one I have on my head is the ED Tracker Wireless Pro, which I would probably say isn't as good as the other one. Because I have the wired one and the wireless one, and I'm having a lot of problems with the wireless connectivity for this one. But it's fine. It does the job. It's a very, very good solution for doing your business with moving your head around and so on. Okay, recipient. Oh, I don't think we've got anything. Mud Creek Slide! Woo! Right, shall we try taking our road roller again? Right, I've got to go and get a road roller. Let's not run into that. Bye! Alrighty. Out of fuel, fine. Normally when I would play this, as I've been taught by the almighty squirrel, when you reach a new destination, it's always advisable to have a puttle around all the side streets and just pick up all the roads, so that you've got them on your explode list. I'm not doing that because I'm actually on a mission, and I'm trying to get the 5 missions done for the landslide, so I'm not doing that. But yeah, I mean, if you drive around the towns, you'll pick up things like dealerships, places where you can recruit drivers, garages, parking bays, rest stops, potential new offices, and just loads of different things that you can do to build up the game and build up your exploration experience and try and get all your map explored. Anything coming? Ow! I'm whacking this shit out of my lorry now as well. I'm driving like a lunatic. I'm just not doing well with this at all. It's maybe not the best thing to do when you're streaming, actually, is playing this kind of game. You've got a lot to concentrate on. And I seem to remember that people would have a bit of a problem with you live streaming while you're driving as well, so there's probably a good reason for that. Oops. I'm currently in Oakland, so I'm going to assume that I'm going to head back to San Francisco to pick up this new delivery. So this is the Oakland Bay Bridge then. Thank you, John. I'm going to go across the top deck of it this time. I mean, it's some lovely, lovely scenery. But I can't watch any of it because I'm watching the Piggin Road. On the Oculus, because you've got peripheral vision. That's actually quite nice. Yeah, slow down. Welcome to San Francisco. Yes, I think so. A good steering wheel would be good for this kind of game, as I was saying earlier to the viewers. This wheel I've got is a little bit too sporty for a truck. It just doesn't have the right feel. It's too upright. It needs to be leaned back a little bit on the stalk, because it's almost vertical. It needs to be just a little bit tilted. And it's too small, because I feel like I'm holding very, very small child's wheel, and it should be a good couple of inches diameter. I mean, I'm holding essentially an 8-inch pizza. You sodding bloody van lorry thing, get out of my bloody way. I need to be holding a 10-inch pizza. God damn it. Just to travel a long way to get this stuff. From Santa Cruz to Santa Maria. Oh, thank you for the bits, Mr. Trick UK. Very kind of you. Thank you for watching, very much appreciated. It's a bit of a different thing for me to stream as well, so I've not done this this kind of game before on stream, so I'm glad you've had some fun. It's actually one of the reasons why I play it. One of the reasons why I started playing ETS or Euro Truck is because it's quite a relaxing thing to play. And I'm all for gaming as a form of relaxation. So obviously, if you have a stressful job or you've got loads of stuff to do, and a busy home life as well, then it's nice to unwind. And it's actually the reason I started streaming, is because I thought, you know, I want to be able to play some games, I want to share that experience with people, and I found it quite entertaining and relaxing to do it. So where's my road roller then? It's around the back. So others are coming here. And then I will nest myself up next to this excavator. And then I'll turn myself around there. Alright. Let's see if I can get this right this time. Clear, going for it. Ooh, that was interesting. Oh wow, something pulled over. Nice. It's interesting that things are going on in the world around you, actually. One of the nicer things about this game is it's not just you floating around on your own with some odd bits of scenery. There's actually stuff going on. It may not affect the world around you or the economy or anything like that, but so it's not as detailed a simulation or a world simulation as anything like Elite, but it's just it's interactive. It gives you something to look at as you're doing the drive. And I like that. I like these little touches that SCS put into these games. It's a lot more effort than a lot of these sim producers. You know, there's been a glut the last 10 years of XXX Simulator or XYZ Simulator or Farming Simulator, Construction Simulator, Plasterboard Simulator, Goat Simulator, all this sort of stuff. And the majority of it is just 199 shit. It's literally just some assets stuck into a game with a very, very vague set of objects and a very shit physics engine stuck in there. So it doesn't usually make for a good game, but SCS kind of broke that trend with Euro Truck 2 initially, and obviously followed that on with this. And yeah, it's a very involving sim. It's just the right level of complexity in the back end to at least make it interesting. It's not just driving, you've got to manage a few bits and pieces, and you start off without having your own truck, so you've got to save up enough money to buy yourself a truck, and then you've got to try and manage your own trucking company from that point. The brakes on, there's a cop car behind me. else is Flight Sim X? Yeah, I've had that for a while, but I don't know whether I want to play it, because I think Flight Sim lends itself well to different types of player, and I think there's a lot of people out there who just go, who do it for the actual simulation of everything, including ATC and all the controls and all the pre-flight checks and all that kind of stuff. And to be honest, although Flight Sim 95, Flight Sim 2000, Century of Flight, Flight Sim X, everything, that's the Flight Sims I cut my teeth on. So they're the Sims that got me into Sims before Elite became a space sim, before Space Sims came along, and when men were men and women wore big ruffs around their neck and all that kind of stuff. Flight Sim X was the simulator. Microsoft Flight Sim was the simulator. And now it's Flight Sim's commercial flight is a very involved area of simulation, and there's a lot to do. You've got to manage your plane, you've got to manage your passengers, you've got to manage your routes, your ATC, your waypoints, your VFR, your IFR, your regulations, your engines, your fuel management, everything. It's just, there's so much to it. And I just want to get in it and fly. You know, I just want to jump in a plane, or jump in a ship, or jump in a car, anything. Just jump into something and then take things from point A to point B. And that's one of the things, I think that's a vestige of my old Elite experiences, is that just jumping into a ship with some cargo and taking it somewhere and getting money for it, and then advancing through the ranks, is just something that you want to do. And yeah, I want to go back into Flight Sims, because one thing I do want to do is, years and years ago, I mean talking years, I mean this was Flight Sim 95 territory we're talking here. Oh, come on, climb. You can feel the weight of this, bloody hell. I did a round the world flight in an SR-71. So I picked up a Blackbird. I had a whole backstory and a lore to the whole trip to myself. As I always do. And I was just kind of waiting. So I did that, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, I landed at loads of exotic places. I mean, I went from Britain, I think all the way back to Britain again, to be honest. But I dropped the Blackbird off somewhere and then flew something else back on the last leg back to Britain. And I've stopped off at so many different places, and I always remember landing the Blackbird at Tuvalu Airport. And I always remember that because I kind of went to the external view and kind of sat on the beach in Tuvalu and just looked around, and I always remember that as being so relaxing, and it's such a good memory. So I want to do it again. I mean, Flight Sim X is a little bit more advanced than Flight Sim 95 was back in the day, and I didn't have a computer powerful enough to run it. No, was it Flight Sim X? Was it Flight Sim X, or was it... No, sorry, was it 95? It might have been Century of Flight, actually, thinking about it. In fact, yes, I think it was Century of Flight. So that was essentially Flight Sim 2000. And yeah, I just had such a good time. FSX, with all the updated scenery packs and the slightly better models for planes and functionality of that, would be so awesome to do. So yeah, I mean, if anybody's into me doing that, I could do a leg a week, turn it into an ongoing series. So although it would have the normal theme for that week, an hour would be devoted, or at least a certain amount of time from point A to point B would be devoted to trying to get around the world in a SR-71 again. I'm up for that, if anyone else is. Falcon 4, wow. I am hoping and praying every day of my life. Every single day. Oh god, I'm at the other end. We're gonna have to go to that dirt road with a trailer. Shit. This is not gonna be easy. In fact. Don't jackknife it. So take the other side of the road. Do this really slowly. And then turn it in gradually. Clear that. We get the trailer on. Yeah, took a bollard with us. That's fine. Bollard I can handle. Nice and easy. Swing out. And bring it round. There's our little tag point. Get into it. Do the easy one. Oh nice, right in front of us. Straight on, no messing. Okay. So what are the truck's contracts? It's 4, so I need to do one more. And I've done the 5 that I wanted to do for tonight, so let's see if we can grab one more. A half decent route around the world sounds like a plan. Yeah! I am up for it. Dead up for it. So I actually just want to take excavated soil. So how far is that? 236 miles, that's a bit long. That'll do, won't it? Some excavated soil. Yeah, let's do that. I might try and plan that one out. Is that my truck? Is that my trailer there? Bloody is as well. It's convenient. Alright. Have a trailer. Right. Now, at this point in the stream, there may... Oh, hang on. Nope. Oh, crap. Bit of effort, wasn't it? Now I was thinking that. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? California. This is obviously a very quiet road because nothing can get around. Now, I'm not impaired, my speed and my acceleration isn't impaired by the trailer legs. And the trailer leg raising is an automated part of the game, so maybe it's just a graphic glitch or a slight bug, or it's just the graphic for that trailer, just that's where the legs are. Maybe even that trailer design, maybe that's where it is. Where the hell am I going? Come on man, line up. I'm not sure, you know, I mean, I was thinking at one point about X-Plane, about buying X-Plane, but it's quite pricey, and again, gaming on a budget, I mean, trying to pay a very little amount of money for games has worked out quite well, given that I have nearly 100. The exception to that rule being anything Frontier makes. I bought Jurassic World at full price for the 50 quid asking price because I just wanted to play it, and you know, there is a part of me that says that, I mean, I got Planet Coaster for free and I get a lot of enjoyment out of that game when I play it. Oh, look at that, look at the waves. I want to go down and surf, and I don't even surf. I get a lot of enjoyment out of Planet Coaster, just even the building stuff and the landscape and stuff just makes me smile. So as a bit of a thank you for giving me that for free, I've chucked 50 quid at Frontier, so fair enough. Now speaking of Frontier, as we come towards the end of this stream, because once I'm not actually not entirely sure what time it is, 10:15. So we're nearing the end of the stream time anyway, so probably the time I drop this off will be at the end, and then I'll find somewhere to bed down for the night in the truck. But, tomorrow, the 28th, oops, is the release of Chapter 2 of the next iteration of our favourite space sim. So the latest patches are coming out, the latest updates, the latest graphics improvements, and the Crate Mark 2 is going to be part of this update. So, part of me is actually starting to think, are we going to have a special stream devoted to Elite Dangerous at some point this week? I am sorely tempted, because the crate is something I've wanted to look at for a considerable amount of time. Since I heard it was going to be announced. I mean, I've wanted the crate in the game since day one, because it's one of the ships I did enjoy flying in New Elite and in Frontier and First Encounters as well. It's one of the. It's always any game I've had of Elite's canon where I've been able to fly different ships, I have always had a crate as my go-to ship on the way through the shipping types. So the crate is something I will be buying one of. Now I know I'm doing the Road to Riches in my main account, so I am going to use the main account to go back into the core and get myself a crate. And we're going to see what it's good for. So, permission to do this will come from Mrs. Husey. So if the wife says it's okay for me to have a bit of a play in the new beta, well, it's not even a beta, is it? I'm actually just going to full release with this. But yeah, I'll be asking for permission, and so potentially I could be in there and I could be online. But I'll pop a text out. Obviously, keep an eye on the notifications from your favourite Twitch channel. That's this one. And we'll see what's going to happen. Otherwise, I may actually pop on over the weekend if I get some time, and if the weather loosens up a little bit. This crate's not the crate we love from the original. No, it's not. That was a comment I had at the time when it was announced. What they've kind of done is they seem to have kind of flipped the crate and the Imperial Courier around in terms of scale and updatability. The crate in the original game was a small one-man fighter type ship that was kind of superseded by the Viper, whereas in this game it seems to be quite a sizable, almost middle-sized freighter with, from what I hear, quite a strong offensive capability. So it's going to tote some fairly reasonable weaponry as far as I'm aware, and it's been released as a, I would say, kind of a heavy fighter, so kind of like the Vulture, maybe a little bit bigger than the Vulture, maybe moving towards the kind of idea of your oh crap, kind of along the same lines as the Chieftain. So I think they're looking at, I mean, the Frontier is looking very strongly at the kind of fighter, heavy fighter type ships that can maybe go toe to toe with Argoids in groups, and would be good to put into things like that. Yeah, the crate is going to be a good pirate ship, but then that's one of the things it was always good at. It was always a good pirate ship. That's right, it was. And then at Uli, we actually wrote crates in as the ships that protected it. Oh, you fucking moron. I've missed fucking turning, haven't I? I missed a turn then? Yeah, I missed a turn there. I need to be down there, don't I? Just come all the way down there. And miss my turn. So, right, okay, I need to go round on myself. So, let's do this the sneaky, nasty way. Get a telling off from basically everybody. I am going to Santa Maria, aren't I? I'm going to and from Santa Maria. What the hell? Where am I going? I'm confused now. I'm also lost. Oh crap. Yay! I love that 50% off Apple sign. Yeah, see the trailer legs that go down quite a long way there. So, can you link multiple copies of this together? Actually, yes, you can, I think. I know that in ETS there is a multiplayer mod for ETS. I'm not sure if it works in ATS. There's no official multiplayer from SCS getting into this game as of yet, although they have announced in a live stream recently that they are working on it, but it's not a priority thing to do. They'd have to rebalance a lot of the game and change a lot of the mechanics to actually have a multiplayer game that was worth playing. So it may be... Oh crap. Sorry, my back is killing me now. Event progress 4 of 15. So with the multiplayer mod, yes, you can drive in a convoy. It's not particularly advanced in the way that it works, but apparently it's a lot of fun and people are getting quite a lot of enjoyability out of it. If you tie it together with things like Discord, Skype, different ways of doing multiplayer chats and all that kind of stuff, you can keep track of where everyone is and you can meet up and your vehicle is in the game on link, but it's not linked into things like World of Trucks. Take a look at it. I mean, if you get a copy of ETS, like I say, it's only £4. Buy a couple of copies. You can always give one to you, or I can help you with it if you like. We can always mod it together and maybe go out and do a couple of things in it. Get the multiplayer mod down, see if it works. Tie them together, see if we can meet up and see how it would work for you and if it would be any use. But no, I mean it's an enjoyable game. I mean, I hope you've enjoyed watching me playing it tonight. It's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it. I'm going to call it a night for tonight though. It's just near bang on past. One second. Meh. Yeah, so as I say, it's worth giving it a go and having a look if you think. But if you've enjoyed this stream, I mean, by all means, chuck a like, chuck a comment on. This will be up on YouTube hopefully by the end of this evening, and we'll be back on next Wednesday. I can't keep remember it's Wednesday, not Monday. So I shall go back across to our title screens. So as I say, yeah, I've quite enjoyed this. It's a bit different. I'm going to have to take that Elite Tracker thing off the plug-in away. It's on all the time. It's not even. I don't even use it anymore. But yeah. So if you like Euro Truck and American Truck and this kind of idea, then yeah, we've gone through a whole new rebranding type thing. So we're now the community. The community. Yeah, I'm actually really tired and really hot and really sore. I have suffered for my art this evening. Yeah, so as I say, I'm going to see what happens tomorrow. I want to do more of the community goal thing for this. I want to try and do a few more runs. But I don't know how long it's going to last for. I mean, they've got to get to 500,000 units, or whatever the 500,000 represents, and in one day they've done 100,000 of it for this Big Sur thing. So it's fun. I think it's a good game. It's got a lot of support. I mean, the community for it is huge and supportive and inclusive and very, very helpful. I mean, I asked some questions on the Steam forum on the Steam notice board for it today, and rather than the usual torrent of yo abuse type lols, I actually got some useful information in the first couple of posts. So you know, I have to hats off to the community for this game, hats off to the writers for this game. I just think it's got such depth and such love behind it that it's a good bit of kit and highly enjoyable. I'll look into the FSX option for one of the streams. We can always do that as one of the viewers' choice ones on the 4th week, and then see what happens through the rest of the month. But yeah, so I'm thinking there may be some exceptions to the rule about the scheduled planning, in that if there is like a community event on, or a kind of download, a kind of ongoing thing that goes on over a few weeks, then I might actually say we'll scrap the schedule and actually go for taking part in those instead. So I'm going to see what happens with this one. If this is still running next week, then I may do a couple of things, but what I might do is do a couple more, hopefully before the end of the week. Just have like a half hour, an hour doing a couple of runs just to get my numbers up and see if I can get to the 15. So yay. I've quite enjoyed this. You can probably tell by the fact I'm gabbing on. So yeah, American Truck Sim, very much a fun game. I really do enjoy playing it. I recommend it if you want to grab a copy of it from Steam. Get it now, it's only £4. Yeah, but you will need some patches and some cheats maybe to get up to the level that I'm at the moment, like what I've done. So yeah. Right, I'm going to call it a night there, people. Drew this Monday? Yes, it is. It's a good point. So what else is happening over the week? Our good friend of the channel, Drew Wagar, is starting his creative writing stream on Monday in my old slot for an hour. So 8 PM UK time to 9 o'clock UK time. He will be streaming some writing stuff, and I'm hoping to watch that. That'll be quite interesting, I'm sure, and we'll see how it goes. Sunday, without any technical issues or unplanned family events or anything else like that kicking off, we're hopefully role-playing Elite Dangerous this weekend. I'll just show you the new screen I've got for that. A sneak preview for you now. That's what my splash screen for that looks like. So yeah, we're looking forward to that very much. And apparently it's going to be Selezen heavy, because the GM, LM, whatever you call him, Chaos Dispenser, has said last week that he didn't want to carry on with the game last week, because I wasn't going to be around, because it was my son's birthday, so we were out for the day. Yeah, that's it. So cool stuff. Keep an eye on my Twitter, keep an eye on my Facebook, and keep an eye out on the website for any updates. All the links will come up at the end of the stream. Take care, everyone, and have a great week, and I'll see you, if not before, I'll see you on Wednesday next week. Take care, guys.